Hey guys, hope all is well. You know, the more one reflects and really tries to go inward to understand the patterns, because everything is patterns in the world, the more one grasps what is taking place. People don't realize that everything on this planet and possibly outside of our planet runs on patterns, frequencies that repeat itself. It's almost like we're in a loop. And we don't understand this, and we live very superficially. We base life on what you can touch, feel, taste, hear, and see. But there's more to life than that. It would make sense that there's got to be more to life than being born, going to school, getting a degree, getting a job, making money, putting money in a bank, buying things, getting married, having kids, getting old to then die, and that's it. There's got to be something more to this. And also the same storyline that, God created the earth in 7 days, and he created some sin unbeknownst to you by the so-called Adam and Eve story. And very simple, very basic, very mundane. Don't ask, just go based on blind faith. And that's how humans have been running in their lower levels for many, many years. There's more to all of this than meets the eye. I don't claim to have all the answers. I'm still trying to figure this game out. But trust me, it's nothing more than an illusion and a game that we have set up for ourselves to evolve and grow. Now, no matter what words I can use is never going to do it any justice, because we can't understand what is taking place with our human minds in this third dimension that we live in. Part of what's taking place and part of all this madness that we're experiencing is because we are slowly awakening. Things are shifting, frequencies are shifting, vibrations are shifting. There's a quickening happening. There's a repeat in the cycle, like during the Atlantean age. We're getting very near that cusp right now. And before the Atlantean age, there was another age, and things, we always get to a certain point, and there's self-destruction, there's all sorts of chaos, disagreement, division, and so forth and so on. These are not new things. Again, cyclical, things that run in a loop. And I'm assuming that the name of the game is to remember and try to get it right this time around, or else scrap everything, start over. There are clues in many holy quote-unquote books that they're not there to be law books, as in what Christians, Catholics, and all these like really strict religion make you want to believe. There's not about rules. The rules are there are no rules. Good and evil are one and the same. They're just different frequencies, and they're there for a reason. We're not broken. We're not damaged. We don't need salvation. All that stuff is so elementary and so infantile that just the thought of it, once you remove the veil, is laughable. There's more to all of this, a lot deeper, a lot of growth, a lot of evolution from your spirit, and not just for you, because we're not a single planet. There's universes and other systems that rely on what happens to us here will affect them there, kind of like a ripple effect when you throw a rock or a pebble in a river or a lake, and you see that ripple effect. And again, I may not be giving you this explanation in any way that makes any sense to you, because it's very difficult to explain. But basically, what I'm saying is what we're seeing right now with this tension, there's a lot of tension, political tension, a lot of religious tension, a lot of tension between humans. We're in a place right now in humanity where things are going to get really chaotic, more so than ever, because it always does before before things kind of settle down. And what I do know is that more and more people will be waking up to information that has been kind of put to sleep, but you will start to understand things a little bit better, especially if you're open to it. If you're into meditation, mindfulness, manifestation, if you take your power back instead of giving your power away by worshiping gods and things of that nature, the actual creator, createss of this reality is not male or female, doesn't require worship. It's energy, and we're part of that energy. So we're kind of like, we devolved so we could ascend, if that makes any sense. And I truly believe that those of us that are part of the LGBTQ community are so in touch with our spiritual essence that we're able to be free to express, we're able to be free to experiment with our bodies, to change things as creator gods. Now, I know that there's a lot of people out there that think of that as blasphemy. They can't even fathom to think that thought because they are still in the old programming. But that old programming will wash away. You will start understanding things better. And this whole concept of you're right, I'm wrong, and vice versa, there's no right and there's no wrong. There's no good and there's no evil. Things are just energy. Energy that is needed to create the master plan, to create this great artistic creation that we as human are doing right now. We're living in very exciting times, believe it or not. And although some people may find fear to be their comfort, there's nothing to fear. There is no death. There's no beginning. There is no end. We've always been and we'll always will be. This whole concept of this witch hunt that we're seeing take place, it's taken place before. Lena and I watched this series in Netflix, A League of Their Own, which, really brought back a lot of memories. I mean, it was not legal to be gay or a lesbian. Women were expected to dress a certain way, men were expected to dress a certain way. We were literally like taken to jail, beaten up for being who you are. Trans right now is the gay of the 50s. We're the new kid on the block and we're getting all sorts of, shaming and hate and all sorts of stuff because people don't like things that are different. They don't like change. So they create these conspiracies because that's all they are. Conspiracies created by conservatives and religious zealots that just they don't want anything that's different from what they know. Black and white. They don't understand shades of gray. They don't understand that there's more flavors than chocolate and vanilla. They don't understand that people have a choice, an autonomous choice to do what they want with their bodies, with their canvas, to make themselves feel better. All these individuals are trying to demonize the medical system, demonize parents that are being supportive of their kids, demonizing all of us that want to live our lives differently. We're not being homophobic. This is not some sort of, therapy to change your mentality of being gay. Everyone has a different reason. We're not conforming to anything. We're being who we are. If you're gay and happy being gay and aligned with the way that you look and feel, that's fantastic. There are many of us who don't. And there are many of us who struggle because of societal norms. The word I was trying to think of was conversion therapy. This is not conversion therapy. Conversion therapy is when you allow people to shame you and you can no longer live in your truth, so you have to conform to, what society wants you. I know I've been there. I've struggled with this, as you've all seen in real time. I've detransitioned, retransitioned. It's all part of trying to understand who I am and not wanting to feel shame. Once you work through all that, once you finally, not to say that I've worked through everything, we are all work in progress. As long as we're on this plane, we will continue to be work in progress. But what I find extremely disgusting is for someone trying to tell somebody else how to live their life and trying to shame them, trying to bring down these companies who, by the way, Target or Bud Light, are organizations and brands that are affordable for those people who don't have a lot of money. So all you guys are doing is you're hurting yourselves when you boycott certain products because you don't agree with what they're doing. Well, all they're doing is marketing to different individuals. They're marketing to trans individuals, they're marketing to gay individuals. White supremacy, national or Christian nationalists are not the only people in town. Advertising is for everyone, and everyone should feel that they have a face out there that they could actually relate to the advertisement. So I say shame on you for trying to suppress advertising companies. And not to say that these corporations really care about anyone. They're trying to make money. That's why they're trying to be diverse, because there's a lot of diversity out there. And that's important to realize that. You may not like me, you may not agree with how I look or how I dress or how I present myself, and that's fine. I don't need you to like me. I don't need anyone to like me. I got to like myself. I got to respect myself. I got to be able to, like, when I lay my head down in that pillow at night, I have to find peace. And I find that peace by going within, by doing what makes me feel happy and at peace. You do what you've got to do for you. But when you sit in there and have this out campaign to try to harm lesbian, gays, transgender, queer people because you don't feel comfortable with it, because maybe you're fighting your own trans needs or gay needs or lesbian needs or whatever it is that you're fighting, those are usually the people that are the loudest, the ones that are trying to fight something within themselves. So heal, be free to be who you want to be. We're living in a day and age that is acceptable. And you guys are so afraid of that. That's why you're creating all these like Matt Walsh's, Buck Angel, Blair White, Sarah, whatever her last name is, all these people and all these detransitioners that are just grifters. They're like literally leeching off of people, trying to get them to pay for their procedures, and they keep putting these GoFundMes and they keep like saying all these things that are going to create empathy for them and have people feel sorry for them and give them money. Look, you made a mistake. People make mistakes. Own them. But don't try to put your story as the headline of the stories of all, because your story is not the same as somebody else's story. And we all have to evolve and grow. And right now, the time that we're living in, this is a very exciting time, because the new generations that are coming in have no karma. They don't have the same karmatic energy that the older souls have. So they're very free to be. So it's not some sort of people grooming them. It's not some sort of people telling them that they need to do this, and the medical community doesn't have some sort of conspiracy to turn your kids trans. That's just conspiratorial lies from the conservative and the religious zealots and the gender crits. You guys are so miserable, and you want everybody else to be miserable with you. You don't have to agree. You don't have to understand it. But you don't have the right to do what you're doing. You're hurting a lot of people. I don't know, many of you don't care that you're hurting a lot of people, but understand that what you put out there will return to you tenfold. Every harm that you've ever done will return to you tenfold. It's not some sort of punishment. It's how energy works, and you are energy. And right now, we are changing the frequency, the vibration of this planet, and great things are going to happen. And it's going to look like it's getting a little rough. It's going to look like, man, what are we living in the Twilight Zone? But it's all part of the plan. So the good news is, no matter what it is that you're trying to do to break us down, to get us to disappear, I don't know what it is that you're trying to do, it ain't going to work. Because what you resist will persist. More and more people are going to pull away from this normative mentality of black and white, male and female, and they're going to grow because it's part of the universal plan. It cannot be stopped. Not with your bulliness, not with your Christian beliefs, not with your conservative beliefs, not with your waving of this flag of God and country. That is such a BS tactic. We live in a world. We are all human. We don't segregate ourselves the way that you're doing right now because we are all one. We've always been and will always be. So as much as you are a pain in my ass, as much as many of you are just so destructive, I love you because I know that you are part of me. And I know there's something in you that I need to look at deep within me to heal. So this whole warring, this whole thing that's taking place, it's part of our evolution. So let's be gentle, let's be gracious, let's be loving, let's be understanding, and let's grow together as a species. All right, guys, I love you, but remember to always love yourselves too and each other. Bye-bye.